feel. You know how I feel. Ooh, you know how I feel. 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 You know how I feel.
Oops. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So they should be hearing me, and now you should be seeing me. Sweet. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Monday night class. I can tell. Hold on a second. I just realized that, yeah, we have to hear the music too. Okay, so welcome everybody. Hey, Carla. Louisa chimed in. She's already gone probably because she's at work. That's always so sweet when you guys do that. Carla's here. Shelly's here. Claire's here. Jackie's here. Lindsay's here. Sweet. Okay. If I missed you, I apologize for that. I'll grab some water here. All right. No real news to report except that I said in the last class that I was going to just try out what it would be like to plan the next like sort of month or longer of classes especially on Thursdays. And what that would do was it would give us like something consistent to look forward to on each Thursday, especially for people that can't check out the stream on the regular. And then also it would give me a structure, and then it would free up Mondays to talk a little bit more mythy type classes or more advanced technique classes or in-depth technique classes. So because I just sort of announced that, I am taking requests for any of those particular weeks that you have. If you do want to make a request, I really appreciate them. You don't need to request myth because that's definitely going to be on Monday night, almost exclusively. Not that we won't, we'll avoid it, but it won't be the focus of a class like tonight. I really enjoy teaching these myth classes, and I can also acknowledge how they may not be the best for skill building. But one of the things that hooping brought out of me was sort of my inner dancer. As cheesy as that sounds, it did. And that inner dancer moves with the same creativity that my inner woodworker works and my inner artist works. And so these type of classes are meant to really sort of, actually I should let you see who's here. Is everybody here? There's Tara and Rex. Okay, and we'll be forthcoming. No, you don't need to do anything. I just realized I don't have. There's Annabelle. There's Rita. There's Shayna. So these classes are meant to spike you creatively, and they're usually more flow-based. I don't know what'll happen. One of the great things about having Tara and Ann here is that it feels like a real classroom, even though it's in my kitchen. And so we can kind of feed off of each other and take the class certain ways, and you're invited to join us in that too. Like your comments, as you've seen in the past, your comments definitely affect the class in the moment where it's going, and sometimes we've even built classes from this talk. But in this case, I kind of have something planned. So I think I'm pretty much ready to just jump in.
Yay!
It is a little bit, and that's okay because we're going to fix that right now. There we go. That's better. Oh. Hold on, y'all. That's pretty good. All right. Jennifer's here. Sweet. Jennifer, we're just getting started. Uh-huh. All right. So hopefully you can hear me. Let me know if the music sounds good for you. And we are going to go to our little sway scenes, but I want to start off a little bit as you start to open yourself up to movement. I want to begin to help you find the creative spirit of Julah the Quiet. every Maidan, when they're found, are given a principal caregiver. And that woman is called the prima madre. And all the other sisters in the Maidan order helped to raise that child, but the Maidan believed that there should be one whose sole focus was that child. Julah the Quiet was rescued by Ashua the teacher, and it just seemed natural that Ashua would be her madre. Audible breath in. Julah the Quiet got her nickname, Julah the Quiet, because when she was rescued at her birth, as her mother was dying, Ashua asked her, begged her, to be as quiet as she could until they were safe. And she told her, for your sisters now and for your sisters to come. And then Ashua wraps that young baby up right across her heart and sprints all the way back home to safety. And Julah never lets out a peep. Audible breath in. But that was only the beginning of Julah the Quiet. Because her real skill made that name seem more and more appropriate. Audible breath in. Her superpower was listening. Audible breath in. For her, the world was very loud. Audible breath in. So that's the setup for our character tonight. And the first thing we're going to do tonight is her favorite activity, which is silent sway. And you are the silent agent outside of your breath. So the world can be as loud as it wants to. You're the silence. And you breathe and try to quiet the mind as you do it. And we'll do it for about 2 minutes, which will seem like an eternity. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. Yeah, my mic was turned off intentionally to make it quiet. Audible breath in. Julah really loved the stories of Darsha, and she would close her eyes and she would lift her hands as if they were birds, like Darsha had done. And she believed that she could channel and move wind as Darsha did. It felt good for her to step into Darsha. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. Ashua takes a young Julah out to the ocean, and the sand is soft and light and bright white. And Ashua says to Julah, "Walk in front and leave no trace." And Julah, being about 6 or 7 years old, she runs out into the sand as lightly as she can. And when she looks back, she's disappointed that she sees her tracks. And Ashua says to Julah, "One more, lighter." And this time, Julah hops big leaps across the same distance. And again, she turns around, and again, she's disappointed. Because even though there were less marks, there were deeper marks. And Ashua says to Julah, "Do it again. Lighter." And Julah takes a running start, and she bounds way high in the air, and she lands with both feet deeply into the sand and springs again to clear the distance. She looks back and she sees a hole in the middle. Audible breath in. Julah begins to get frustrated, and Ashua says, "Julah, you cannot travel without making a mark. You cannot make steps that don't leave tracks. Even the wind leaves a track." Audible breath in. And with that, Julah began to think about how she touched the earth, what tracks she was making. And the little girl drew shapes in the sand. Audible breath in. Y'all can keep moving without the hoops, or you can pick up your hoop if you're ready. I'm gonna keep the song going. Oh, actually, never mind. It's the end of the song. Yeah, this will work. It's perfect. So if you're not ready to pick up your hoop, you definitely don't have to. And this sways over. By the time Julah came into the Maidan, there were many different techniques. There were already many shown paths of how to move the hoop. But each Maidan could make that path their own. And for Julah, she made point technique her path. She could move the other ways. She enjoyed the other ways. But there was something about point technique. Audible breath in. Julah loved the story of Anah's first point dance. She loved remembering when Anah places her hoop on her head and waits for the wind to blow it. There were so many times Julah felt like Anah, waiting for the wind to blow in this answer. Audible breath in. For our first exercise tonight, I want you just to relax into allowing sensation to inspire you. To be quiet and listen to the movement that wants to show up. I'll be honest with you, I struggle to be Julah. She wasn't quiet because she didn't have anything to say. She just was waiting for the perfect moment to say it. So when she spoke, people leaned in to hear what she had to say. became a counselor for those that were around her because they could just pour their hearts out to her. I don't know if you can remember as a kid coming clean to your parent and just the warmth that replaces all that guilt to come clean. You almost admit to too many things. That was the look in Julah's eyes, and so many came to her for counsel. Audible breath in. Nice, Shelley. And by the way, hey, Heidi. Y'all have any thoughts or comments or anything before?
So in the flow.
You're in the flow? Okay, Anne says she's in the flow and blissed out, so good. We'll just keep going then. Tara, any comments or anything? Okay. All right, well, let's maybe stay there then. Yeah. So, this one's going to be kind of a blend of technique and flow, hopefully. But one of the things that I've always seen Julah doing in my mind's eye is threading herself through her hoop. Stepping through its kind of portal. I think it's fun to imagine and believe that the only time Julah probably ever saw herself was in water. And there's only so much time she could look at herself in water. And in some ways, she was unencumbered by that. Audible breath in. I think it's fun to use the story to reclaim your natural movement. To make it sacred again to you, to make it deep, even holy. Audible breath in. All right. All right, so we're going to kind of mix it up a little bit here. Breakdown threading through the hoop. Okay. All threading is, and actually the hooper that brought this, the person that put the term in my head was a local hooper here named Mary Water. And, kind of like a lot of hoop moves, I'm sure it would have been done, but she was the first person that I had ever heard give it a name. And it's just when you step through the hoop in any way. And so there's really no, if there's something specifically I did, Rita, I'll totally show you. But basically, threading is any time I'm stepping through it, or if I'm doing like an old school hop through it, that's the thread. Anytime I'm just sort of moving my body. Okay. Oh, what was the name of that song? Do you remember?
The name?
I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah. No, the old school. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm going to play the most old school. I'll have to think about that. I'll go back and look at that class, actually.
Baxter out loud.
Okay. Oh yeah, I remember where I was a few months back. Okay, I'll go look for it. All right, so we're going to kind of change directions here. Actually, before we are going to move into core hooping, but before we get there, maybe I could, bring you back into a little bit of movement with just a super short story. One of Julah's favorite things to do with my Dan Madre, was something that they called 4 birds. And I'm sure it had probably been done before, but Ashua made Julah feel like it was their special connection. And the way they would do it is they would both put their hands out like birds and then fly with each other's hands, sometimes making contact, sometimes not. And Julah, as a little girl, just found so much joy in this kind of hand dance with Ashua. And then for sort of tragic reasons, Ashua has to send Julah away. Of course, Julah's upset. She's telling her how much she's going to miss her. And Ashua says, every time you miss us, let's dance. Audible breath in. And so for Julah, 2 birds had a sort of emotional connection between her and Ashua, between her and, for lack of a better word, her mother from another. All right. On the waist. So hopefully this song. Yeah, here we go. All right. Do you remember this? This was the first Baxter pairs a song with a technique I ever had. So this exercise is called 2 Birds, and it's inspired by our host tonight, Julah the Quiet. And the way it works is you dance with your hands for an entire song. And the hoop can be really anywhere, but usually this is a core exercise. And it can really, really help you and free you up. If you just think about your hands, just only your hands, and maybe you step into the story and each hand represents something or someone or some feeling. But the surface level is just fine too, that I'm only seeing my two hands. I'm not seeing what my overall body even could look like. Bottle breath. One way you can explore with your two birds is obviously in front, but also behind you, and feeling that space behind you. There's really no rules. There's no rules. But typically, two birds is intentionally a core exercise. It's kind of meant to help you, learn to develop your awareness through your whole body. But I've had people that have injuries, and we actually do in class two bird with contact and holding the hoop. So definitely no rules. Okay. Sweet. I'm glad you liked it. Okay. All right. So we're kind of in this slow vibe, and I think I played this song before, but I love this track, and it's such a good one for developing more two birds. So, since this is Monday night, or not since, but this is considered the advanced class. I'm not going to get into shoulder hooping right now, but two birds with shoulder hooping really can help you open things up. And you can use so many different metaphors to keep the hands moving and to keep them inspired. A lot of my students used to think that once they got good at shoulder hooping, then they'd get good at moving their hands, and it's actually the opposite. The quicker that you jump to utilizing those two birds, the smoother it will be. This is going way back. Look up, look up. not sure what we're doing, we're trying to move our hands, hopefully creatively, while shoulder hooping. This technique can really help you smooth your shoulders out, and it can help you find all the little smaller rhythms that are contributing to the whole. For instance, you could keep the hoop up with just your hands probably at this point. You could probably keep the hoop up with just moving your feet. Most of you could probably just circle your rib cage and keep the hoop up. But when you stop giving all those pieces solos and ask them to all play music together, your shoulder hooping really graces up. Suddenly everything's a part of the tune, everything's trying to make music. And your hoop loves it. Start to get dizzy, reverse current, and check out the other side. Choose to take the hoop into an angle, freeing the hands up and moving them more, whatever the angle, whether it's earth or sky, will suddenly make the angle so much more sustainable. My birds were swooping and diving. Sweet. Oh, wait. Let me stop this. Okay. Yeah, the Golden Palomino has been, I'm not sorry. It's such a powerful song. It's definitely on a list of angry breakup songs of all time. I don't know if you call it angry, though. She's really just sort of saying she's not taking shit anymore. Okay, how are you guys feeling? Okay. All right. Well, I think we might stay with the. But I think we will bring in a little bit more off body now and see if we can kind of tie the two in with our two birds. And we're going to try a specific move right now. But if you can't get the move, don't worry about it. You know what? Something's driving me crazy. Oh, the camera got knocked. Okay. I don't know. I think it got knocked. Maybe it got, maybe it slipped. There we go. Sorry, y'all. Okay. All right, so when I'm up here on the shoulders, we've done this move before, but it may not be for everybody. Essentially, this is a paddle stall. Oh. Okay, thanks. Oh, I see. All right, here we go. Okay. Essentially, this is called a paddle stall. And this is where you push a hand into the hoop, and then you start turning so that the hoop stalls. And you can kind of start it just from a place of 0 to get the feel of it, if that helps. Like I'm hanging the hoop from my shoulders. I can put it in the points here, and then just start turning, and I'll feel what the stall sort of feels like. And I can bring those birds in and push the hoop off. And this is a great way to grace up your, nice Tara, this is a great way to grace up your paddles. If I get dizzy, I can go back the other way, and I'll just be honest with you, it's a little harder in second current to do this. Right. Okay, let's we're gonna stay with the Golden Palominos. This song has a little bit more of a dated feel to it, but it's fun. So the reason that I'm playing this song is this is kind of a piace exercise in a way. I think this is a great song. I think it's very hoopable, but it changes rhythms, and you'll just flow with it to close out our exercises.
I don't know where I am, but I like it here just fine. It's dark and cool, but I like it here just
One thing you can feel is I can fold the hoop flat to me if I raise my hands once I make contact. So if I want to flatten the hoop, I just push my hands up and the hoop will flatten into kind of a penny on me. So I'm here and I just push up. You see, as I push up, the hoop is gonna, just physics. I'm pushing it out of, one of the other things to think about when you're trying to change the plane of the hoop is you're pushing it out of its orbit. There needs to be enough to push it out of the orbit so that it stops orbiting. Sweet, Rita, that's great.
Can I be one of them? Or if not an angel, how about a bird flying? How about a bird flying? Newspaper folded on the table, and the cats sat waiting. The silence was broken by the sound of traffic and the birds in the alley. It was the end of something. It was the end of something. It was the end of something. Fragments of what was said and what happened this time. No beginning, no end. It goes rushing by, it goes rushing by. Take away the memory of what happened this time. No beginning, no end. It goes by like this, it goes by like this. No, no, no. But I don't want to go. Give that great gift of life to another person. Don't know where I am, but I like it here just fine. It's dark and cool, and I like it here just fine.
Oh, forehead stall. Nice, 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 Rita. That's awesome. Yeah, once you get a hold of that one, your head hooping's right around the corner. If you don't do it already, it's on the way then. Okay. I thought we would bring it back down. Uh-oh. Don't lock up on me now. Huh, that's not what I wanted. This one, I think is what I wanted. Okay. I think this is the one. I hope it is. All right, so you can drop your hoop. You can keep hooping. You can do whatever you like. Actually, this is not the one I thought it was. And I don't want to hear it. Let's go this way. All right. Audible breath in. Back in the old days of class, we used to sometimes return to a technique as the last technique. Tonight we're going to imagine that we just took our favorite walk that circles round our favorite place, and it's brought us back to where we started but changed. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. And we're back with Julah. Sitting with her, or swaying with her. Audible breath in. thank you everybody for joining us. Tara, you want to wave goodbye? And there she is. And good night from me, and I will see you guys. Oh my God, I bet that is cute. Anything with 3-week-old kittens is cute. Okay. All right, sweet. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We're going to go fade to green here, but we appreciate it.